American Graduate Getting to Work is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Good evening, I'm Judy Maggio with Austin PBS, and welcome to a special edition of American Graduate. Central Texas has one of the strongest economies in the country. The demand for skilled workers in diverse industries is growing almost every day. For the last 2 years, Austin PBS has highlighted local individuals who receive training for high-demand careers that don't require a four-year degree and pay livable wages. It's a win-win for the community, for employers, and for people looking to improve their lives. Tonight, we'll meet 5 Central Texans who've all proven there is more than one path to success. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm going to put you on the spot first, Savannah.
Let's go for
Tell
it.
us about your job, the training involved, and the difference it's made in your life.
Well, I work for the local 286, which is a plumbing, pipe fitting, and welding combo union. I currently work for it's the biggest small owner company, so it's pretty fun working with them. I started off with a small company and now working for a bigger company that still has that same feel. Is really fun. I work with a lot of different men and a lot of different women, but it's a lot of fun being able to put stuff together and see it in action.
And I know that you you said that you enjoy like putting puzzles together. And as a pipe fitter, you get to like figure things out.
Sometimes they'll put you in a room and say, hey, so the prints aren't going to match up with what has to happen, so can you figure this out? And we'll come back and make sure it's all good. That's always the funnest part too, is because you don't know what you're going to end up having to do. And so it's fun going in there, putting stuff together and watching it come to life and be used.
So once we get the pipes all together, then we got to fix the HVAC. Amari is with us, and tell us about your field of expertise and the type of training you underwent to get there.
My field is HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. The training I had to go through was the EPA certifications. Universal license is what I have, type 1, type 2, and type 3. And I had to learn how to use a lot of different tools. There was hours of training that I had to go through, which was to work with different refrigerants and different tools that we have.
And wasn't your grandfather also HVAC?
Yes, my grandfather was in HVAC. He did work at UT.
That's neat, carrying on the family tradition.
Yes.
Next we have Leticia, and I want to know more about your career, and this is something I really need at my house. I need you to come to my house and work on my cars. Tell us about your job, Leticia.
So I work at Flamingo Automotive, and we specialize in German and Japanese cars. I do more of the checkout and diagnostic, so I usually do not actually do work, but I do the diagnostic, and that's my favorite part, especially because everything is becoming more relied on technology. So sometimes now it's not, oh, I can just hear or I can just see what's wrong with the car. You actually have to probe around and figure out what's wrong with it. See, what caused it not to work. And to me, that's exciting.
Sheldon, I know you work in technology, and there was kind of a long road to get to where you are today. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yes, I work for a company called PulseSource, and we're a partner of Salesforce. Salesforce is a huge technology company. They offer a CRM for businesses. Basically, CRM is a way for people to manage their company. And as a consultant, my job is to go to a company and talk to them about their business processes, and then tell them and explain to them or help them have Salesforce, implement Salesforce for them to help them with their business. I've been doing that for the last 2.5 years. It's been really good. I work remote from home, so it's not bad. How I ended up getting my job is I went through Miravis, which is a veterans nonprofit. It's a nonprofit that helps veterans get into Salesforce. And I went through their cohort, and then about 8-9 months afterwards, I found my first job, my first opportunity. So now I'm a board member for Miravis, and I help other veterans make that transition from the civilian world into, from the military into the civilian world, and help them get involved with Salesforce and help them establish a career.
Alex, you've really reinvented yourself with your training. Tell us what you're doing now and what you were doing, like, say, 5 years ago.
Okay, yes, I'm a registered nurse in the ICU intensive care unit. Training for me, pretty much started in college. They give you the foundation to build upon, and as I became a nurse, I realized I was putting more onto that foundation. And 5 years ago, I was actually a laborer at a concrete block plant and doing some heavy duty lifting.
So now you're saving lives.
Yes, ma'am.
How has this career that each of you have embarked on, how have these jobs changed your life? They're all great jobs. You seem to be enjoying what you're doing. What difference has it made in your everyday living? Who wants to tackle that first?
I'll go first.
Go for it,
I just
Sheldon.
purchased my first home this year, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for my job. I also got engaged, and I flew my fiance to Rome, Spain, and France. Yeah, it was France. So just financially, it's changed everything for me because, me and him was talking earlier, it's like we were working jobs where you were making $8, $9 an hour and you come home just beat up, and the
Hard
job.
labor.
Yes, and the job I have now, like I work less hours and I make more pay. It's weird, so, but definitely appreciative, but it's just weird that it happens like that where I was just working and all these hours and I wasn't getting paid anything, but now I go home mentally exhausted. Now I'm at home mentally exhausted instead of like physically exhausted now.
Yeah, I'm on the same lines as him. I was working at that concrete block job, and as a laborer, a lot of us depended on overtime just to make a living wage. And when they would cut that overtime, it was difficult, and we were living paycheck to paycheck. Now, I decided to go into the medical field, change lives, make a difference in the community, and also have that financial freedom as well. And spend more time with my family.
Exactly.
Who else wants to share how having this career, this very good career where you feel good about your work and have a living wage, how's it changed life?
It's changed my life because financially, I'm better off where I'm at now with my certificate. And it's great because I was working 2 to 3 jobs a week, trying to make money to pay my rent, pay bills. But now I've finally found a career where I could just work my 40 hours a week and I'm okay. I'm good. And it's made me happy. I found happiness where I'm at, and I love it. I love my career. It's great.
Here we says career, not job, but career.
Career,
Yes.
that's important. And I know, Leticia, you have a little girl, and what a great role model you are for her, right?
Yeah. I really appreciate having a career, especially in the automotive industry, because it gives me a chance to grow and learn new things because it's changing every year, new safety requirements, new features that people want, all that is just more and more technology, so I get to grow and I get to keep learning about that so that way I can work on it. And I really like that. I can work on cars, and then I've always wanted to help people, so I always try to help them if I can.
Savannah, when you were in high school, and you're only in your mid-20s now, 24, I think you told me, did you ever dream you'd be pipe fitting?
Oh no, I had no idea what I'd be doing. It's funny because when I was in my senior year in high school, I had no idea what to do. I knew I didn't want to go to college because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to waste the money trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And so when they introduced me to welding, I was like, I can do this. This is something I can do. And when Tulsa Welding School called up and I went there for pipe fitting, that opened up another door that I was like, I didn't know this was out there. And I actually enjoy pipe fitting. I enjoy putting puzzles together, and that's exactly what it is. It's just a giant puzzle that you get to make the pieces, and you can see it work. And so when I came back to Austin and I found Local 286, and it was another just step that I had to take. I joined the apprenticeship program, and now I'm a full-fledged journey worker.
There had to be some struggles along the way. How did you all persevere and get through those struggles and follow your dreams?
My main struggles was just talking myself into it. It was just something I had to do because I couldn't stay at home. You have to grow up, get a job, start making a living, and start working. And so it was never really a struggle of I need to find a job. It was just a struggle of where to go next, or what to do, what to look for, how to just get your life on the roll or on the road. So
yeah,
pretty much. Is just for me. It was just being poor can push anybody most of the time. You know, pretty much that what it was for me. Is like I was hurting. I needed some type of income or a career. And I just got tired of just working dead-end jobs and being promised an opportunity and then it didn't happen. So for me, it was just like all or nothing. I had my son at the time, and bills were piling up. So, I had to figure out something. I was a fueler in the Navy, so I didn't work tech or anything like that. But I knew before I got out the Navy that tech, especially coming back to Austin, that's what it was going to be, and it's a big tech boom going on right now. So for me, it was just like, hey, you have to find something. You can't keep, going around in circles working these jobs. They're not paying anything. And you need to find a skill that's in high demand and not everybody can do. And that's what I had to do.
Alex, your job will always be needed.
Oh,
unfortunately,
yes.
but fortunately for you.
Yes. The hurdles I went through was, my daughter was born in 2008, and then I realized I needed something for the long haul, Looked into the medical field. They always need medical professionals. So I started going to school. And when I actually got into nursing school, the biggest hurdle I hit is I actually failed my first nursing semester by less than a point. And I was devastated. And then I told myself I'm not going to give up. If I give up, that's quitting. So next semester I reapplied, got back in, and then pushed myself to study harder. And I also used the resources as, the cohort around me, my fellow student nurses as well, and I would go to the tutor so I can get over the little hump.
And how long have you been working as a nurse now?
Almost 2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
Were there struggles along the way for you guys?
Lots of struggles.
Yeah.
It was just my determination to move on and help my family out. Come home every day, we see bills piled up, and for me, I would come home and my AC wasn't working. So I got tired of that, and I said, I'm gonna fix this myself one day. And I finally got there, and now I'm helping other people fix their ACs. So I saw the need in Texas, and I got on to my career. And
About 8 or 9 months a year, we really need
there we go.
our air conditioning.
And the thing is, what you're hearing from everybody, is determination, sticking with it, and everyone up here's had failures. And I always tell people, and I had to psych myself out, when it came to life, because people take failures hard. No one likes to fail, but I started psyching myself out. As long as you take the failures as wins also, then you never lose, because you're always learning from a failure. You failed, I know that's not the answer, or that's not correct, So everyone up here's failed, but the thing is they stuck with it, and as you can see,
learn from the failure.
exactly,
Keep on moving on.
we're successful now, so yeah.
How can we make skilled trades like all of you are involved in now and are doing so well? How can we make this more attractive to young people or to people that are just in those dead-end jobs, or they're frustrated and they aren't making enough money to support their family? What are some ways we can show them that these jobs are out there and it's worth the training and it's worth the dedication and the determination that you spoke of?
I think it starts with high school. In high school, I feel like they always pushed, you need to get a 4-year degree. You need to get a 4-year degree. Every successful person gets a 4-year degree, and that's not true, So I think starting in high school or even middle school, just showing that there are other career paths besides just getting a bachelor's degree is a good idea.
Yeah, our union is actually working with a lot of other unions. Like I went to speak with some high schoolers a while ago. It was a career fair type deal. We pulled them out of school and said, hey, we're going to go talk to the plumbers, the pipe fitters, the electricians, the HVAC, the woodworkers. Y'all are all going to walk around, talk to these people, and then y'all are going to have lunch. And it actually made a big difference in those guys' lives and those girls' lives, because we actually got a lot of people coming to apply as an apprentice. We heard from the electricians that a lot of people were accepted into their apprenticeships. So it really has to deal with talking to high schoolers and younger ones that, hey, there's something else out there other than a 4-year degree. There's something that you can get your hands dirty, learn, and make a good wage.
When it comes to tech, man, just go to a tech company, like, and look at what they offer. Like, I'm 40, so I'm a little bit older. So the first time I went to, it was a WeWork, as a matter of fact, and I went in there and they had like beer on tap, people riding around on hoverboards, playing video games, you know, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, aren't we supposed to be working? But it's like a lot of these tech companies, they offer these things, these amenities, because they know they're trying to attract the best talent. You know, so they'll throw video games, they'll throw yoga, Facebook, they'll do your laundry for you, you know, stuff like that. And the thing is, when I was growing up, I looked at computers and tech as, oh, it's nerdy, you know, isn't it? But I tell people all the time, the nerds run the world now, and they're the coolest people.
Indeed, they do.
Yeah, they're the coolest people. So it's like getting kids interested into tech, which I think nowadays is not as hard because of social media. And then like my son in his 7th grade class, I was helping him with JavaScript. You know, so like people see the future as like, hey, just getting out of high school, you're gonna have to know some type of code, because all the jobs are gonna go to that eventually. Like you said, your job is all technology. They're talking about implementing all these things in cars. Majority of cars now is just computers.
Yeah.
So that to me is like, should influence people to get into some type of tech or anything, because tech is all around us and it's constantly changing. Like right now it's all about AI. That's the next big thing. So talking to kids about AI, hey, you might want to do this, I think that you can push them.
What got you the most excited about switching gears and trying this new career? What was something that really just made you happy and floated your boat, so to speak?
I think it was the hands-on part, because I'm a hands-on learner. And the fact that I would be able to put something together or go in and rip something out was really fun, because it's not, it's a workout all day, and so it's fun, it's happy, you're having a good time with the guys you're working with, especially if it's a good crew, and just have light and joking and putting work in, and that's always fun, as long as you're with the right crew. You always get that one person, and you're like, we're gonna make this day work. Let's hurry up and get this done.
Who else has some memorable moments, exciting moments
well, for
on
me,
the job?
just like you were saying, it was, you know, the nervousness of because it was a totally new career for me. Like I went and I seen all these people in suits, and you know, they're all business, and I didn't know anything about business or anything like that. And especially me being a black man, there was not that many black men there too, so it was very intimidating. But what gets me excited about my job is me being a veteran. Like my job, I was the very first veteran they hired. They've hired 9 more now. You know, so, you know, and a few more black people, you know, so just being that person that kind of sets the standard and opens the door for other people, that's what gets me excited, because like I said, it was all the same faces at my company at one point in time. Now it's just diversity, and the thing is, they acknowledged it. They said, hey, we're going to get more people, more diverse. So just being able to have a job, perform it well, and say, hey, we need, this guy is kicking butt, let's get some more veterans in here. You know, that's been to me the best part.
The thing that excites me about my job is, of course, I'm an ICU nurse, and then we do see death, but we do run into those situations where we're actually having to perform CPR and try to bring back somebody to life. And the thing that excites me is when we bring them back to life and get to see them walk out the door, and you're like, man, we just made a difference in this guy or female, you know.
Difference ain't the word.
Yeah. We make a difference. You save lives.
Yes.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's pretty stressful at times, but, you know, just to get to see, you know, someone that was there, you know, and just bring him back is very, very exciting.
What excited me was that, you know, my trade is hard work, and I worked my whole pregnancy, you know, working on cars. And then what was even more exciting to me was that I was able to keep breastfeeding because they were so supportive of me taking my breaks to pump. And with that, I was able to donate like 11,000 ounces to the Mother's Milk Bank of Austin.
Good
But
for you.
I always tell people, you know, it's just amazing how they were supportive and they didn't make, you know, weird comments about me taking pumping breaks in the like in the living room that we have there. And it's just an example for women that want to be in the male-dominated field, because sometimes I see them and they say, oh, but what am I going to do whenever I want to, you know, have a child? Do I just stop working? And it's like, I mean, I kept working. You can keep working if that's your choice. But that was a very special moment for me and there at Flamingo.
And Mara, do you have a special moment, something exciting from your job that you want to share?
My special moment is when someone calls me and their AC isn't working and they're hot. And I go in and I fix their system, and they're sitting right there by the vent, and they feel that cold air come in the summertime, and see their faces smile. You know, that's where I get satisfied from, to see them comfortable and being happy.
In Texas, that's pretty close up there to saving people's lives too, man. It gets hot down here, man.
You know, people are frightened about change. Nobody likes it. What advice would you give to people who have thought about maybe changing to a career like you all have, but they feel tied down by family obligations, or maybe they think they're not ready to switch gears, or they're too young or too old to take on a challenge? I'd love for each of you, and I'll go ahead and put you on the spot first again, Savannah. What advice would you have for those people who they want to leave, they want to switch careers, but they can't take that first step?
Take the step. It's a big step, I know, but in the end, the rewards are awesome. The work that you will be doing will make you feel so much better at the end of the day, because you know that you accomplished something, that you built something, and that people are going to look at that and be like, wow. And you'll look at it and be like, wow, I can't believe I built that and put that in. But yeah, just take that step.
Advice, Amari?
I feel as when you're ready, you're ready. And, you know, the certificate might say it may take a year, but it's fine if it takes you 2-3 years, you know, to finish that certificate. Because at the end, when you graduate, you're going to feel amazing. And you're going to feel like you've done something, and you have done something. And that's something to be proud of.
Great. Leticia?
You know, when I decided to go to school for automotive technician, I was the only one working in my household. So I had to, you know, maintain my mom, and I had a newborn. But I just thought, you know, I really want to be able to have a career and do something that I love. I don't want to be somewhere where I just feel like I'm just surviving the 8 hours to go home. So I was just like, you know, I need to get this schooling done. And it was a struggle because I'd work during the day, go to school at night. I would like leave home at 7, come back at 10, but it was worth it.
With me, it's just like we talked about earlier, perseverance and actually wanting something different. Like, everyone's scared, everyone's fearful of something new, but like if you think about it, the master at one point in time was a student, you know, so it's like everyone starts off not knowing anything. Everyone starts from the beginning. And if you spend your whole life thinking about, oh man, what if I should have done that? To me, that's just mental torture. So even if you take a chance and fail, you can still say, I failed taking the chance of something that I wanted to do. And then you can live your life being comfortable, like, hey, it just didn't work out. But if you never do it, you got to sit there your whole life wondering, what if? And no one should live like that. So just take the chance, especially if you want something different, especially if it's for your family. You can't be scared when it comes to that. You have to.
Yes, I took my chance when I was a laborer. I mean, if it's a financial issue, talk to, you know, your employer, see if there's tuition reimbursement. Or like my last job, that they helped me out with my scheduling. My school classes were, you know, at certain times, and I said, hey, I might need to get off a little bit early. They help me out with that. So I'd suggest find out who your support system is and definitely utilize them. If it's childcare, go to the college and see if there's if they offer daycare. I know the college I went to did. So
Wonderful words of wisdom from all of you, and Alex, Sheldon, Leticia, Amari, and Savannah, thank you so much for sharing a little slice of your life and the difference this career training and your jobs have made in each of your lives. And I think that you've been so much an inspiration to anybody who's watching this evening. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
We hope tonight's special edition of American Graduate gave you a look at some great career options and that our guests and their stories have inspired you. For more information on the American Graduate Program, go to austinpbs.org/American Graduate. For all of us at Austin PBS, thanks so much for watching. Good night.
American Graduate Getting to Work is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. American Graduate Getting to Work is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.